costumes. I wear the manliest costumes. But some people think I'm weird. They think I'm a sissy. That's bullshit. My costume doesn't make me look like a sissy. My costumes are shit. Don't be a drama queen away from me.
All around me, the shadows growing as I try to cry out your name. But should I give in to temptation? A sweet sound.
The first thing Geoffrey did upon his release from hospital was to go to his local Catholic church. The night nurse, Nurse Baines, was a Catholic, and she had told him that if he really wanted to serve God, he should become a Catholic. Though upon speaking to Father Matheson at St. Peter's Church, Geoffrey discovered that his new life as a missionary wasn't going to be starting any time soon. "But, Father, you don't understand," said Geoffrey. "I need to begin serving the Lord immediately. My soul depends upon it." They sat in the first aisle of the church. Behind and above the altar, Christ looked down on them from the cross, his eyes filled with sorrow. Father Matheson laid a hand on Geoffrey's shoulder. "Patience, my son. The first thing you need to do, if you're really serious, is to begin your formal conversion to Catholicism." "Well, how long does that take?" Father Matheson made a gesture of uncertainty. "It varies, depending on the individual. Is anyone in your family already a Catholic?" "No." "Well then, have you ever been to Mass?" "No." "So, may I ask what it is that attracts you to the Catholic faith, Mr. Leach?" Geoffrey wrung his hands. He wanted to tell the priest everything, but after the reaction of certain hospital patients and staff to his revelations, he had learned to exercise restraint. I've had a religious experience." Father Matheson smiled. "I see. May I ask the nature of this experience?" Geoffrey looked into the older man's eyes. The lines around them were etched with compassion and understanding. If this man couldn't understand what had happened to him, who could? I died, Father. I died and went to hell. And now I've been given a mission from the devil." Father Matheson seemed to stiffen slightly. He straightened his back and took his hand from Geoffrey's shoulder. "I see. And, what is this mission?" "I have to kill a man." Father Matheson regarded Geoffrey steadily for a few moments. Then he took a deep breath. "What you're saying is very serious, Mr. Leach. It's no joking matter." "I'm not joking, Father. I swear to you. I've burned in the fires of hell. My flesh has been flayed and eaten by demons. I was eaten alive again and again by a demon called Clive, who said he liked me and didn't want to give me up. But I begged and I begged and I got the chance to become a demon myself. And so I took it. And when Clive was eating my brain, he put... "That's enough, Mr. Leach. What you're saying is insane." Geoffrey's face contorted with disbelief. But you believe me, don't you? You have to. You're a priest. "And you are suffering from some kind of severe mental or emotional stress, Mr. Leach. Have you seen yourself lately? Have you looked in a mirror? Whatever work it is you're doing, you need to take a break from it, sir." He watched as Geoffrey sank his face into his hands and began to weep. He turned away and instantly became aware of the figure looking down on him from the cross. He raised his eyes to Christ's and immediately regretted his words. He turned back to Geoffrey, then slowly returned to his side and laid a hand upon his shoulder. "Please, take a holiday, my son. Take the Bible with you. Read it. Study it, and pray. Seek the Lord's help, and you shall find it. And when you get back, come and see me again. If you still want to become a Catholic, we'll see about getting you enrolled in some classes." Geoffrey took the priest's hand in both of his. "You believe me, though, don't you, Father?" Father Matheson closed his other hand around Geoffrey's. "Yes, my son, I believe you. But you need rest, and you need to learn about our faith. I have some literature I can give you, and I presume you own a Bible?" Geoffrey hung his head and shook it once in the negative. "Well, I'm sure I have one of those, too, somewhere." "Thank you, Father." Father Matheson smiled. "If you want to thank me, my son, take a holiday." Geoffrey brought Father Matheson's hands to his lips. "I will, Father. I will." The next day, after reading all the sections of the Bible Father Matheson had marked for him, plus a good deal more, Geoffrey returned to work. He felt happy. His fear of the devil had been calmed by the Scriptures, and he felt that he was well on the way to becoming a devout servant of the Lord. And when he walked into the offices of Dobson and Shaft that morning, it was as a changed man. His colleagues in middle management were sympathetic and keen to make his work burden as light as possible, but Geoffrey didn't want any charity. He had work to catch up on, and work was good for the soul. He spent the morning working at his desk with an assiduousness that no one had ever seen from him before. "Bloody hell, Jeff," said Tim Whiteley. "Ease up, or you make the rest of us look like a bunch of layabouts." "No offence, Tim," said Geoffrey over his computer monitor, "but you are a bunch of layabouts. I used to be nothing more than a layabout before I saw the error of my ways. We're being paid, Tim, and an honest day's pay should reward an honest day's work. We're not here to email jokes and silly videos to each other all day." "Jesus, mate, I thought you had a heart attack, not a bang on the head." Tim held up his cigarettes. "Coming out for a fag?" Geoffrey gave Tim a patient look. "I just had a heart attack, Tim. What do you think?" "I think you should chill out a bit, mate. Maybe a lungful of nicotine is just what you need." "Thank you, Tim. I know you mean well, but I've no desire to commit suicide. Suicide is a sin." "It's a what?" "A sin. Against God." Tim laughed. "Since when do you care about what God thinks?" Geoffrey's eyes narrowed slightly. As much as he'd love to tell this slovenly fathead about what had happened to him after death, what would be the point? People like Tim would never listen. They didn't care about their souls, just as he hadn't. But Geoffrey was a changed man. He was born again, and he had a duty to God. He smiled and answered the question. "Since I was saved, Tim. Just as you can be if you see the error of your ways and put your trust in the Lord." Tim laughed. "Oh, now I know you're taking a piss, mate." He shook his head. "You crack me up, Jeff. You know that? Oh, I'm going out for a smoke. I'll catch you later." Geoffrey scowled. "Oh, Tim, you and all the billions of fools like you. You are so damned." At about 11:30 a.m. on working days, it had always been Geoffrey's custom to step out of the office, not just for a cigarette, but also for a stroll down to the coffee shop for a takeaway latte. He found he still had the need for a coffee, but not for the time-wasting exercises. He looked at his watch and decided to quickly pop down to the canteen and grab a coffee from the machine. When he got there, he grimaced. The canteen seemed always to be full of temps eating rabbit food, yogurts and oranges and whole-meal sandwiches from silly little Tupperware lunchboxes. Geoffrey loathed them, but tried to keep a